Hello, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about a tool that is so simple, but honestly, so powerful it can completely change how you and your partner handle disagreements. Let's dive in.
Seriously, just take a second and think about that. What one single phrase, said at just the right time, could totally shift the energy of your next tough conversation?
And let's be really clear about the goal here. We're not talking about a magic wand that makes your problems disappear. And we're definitely not talking about avoiding fights altogether. The goal is just to change the texture, to soften those sharp edges before things escalate.
You know, it's so easy to get caught up looking for complex new strategies for communication. But what if the best tool isn't some new technique at all? What if it's just a simple, shared reminder of what actually matters between the two of you? Okay, so to really get why one little phrase can be so incredibly powerful, we need to understand what's happening in our brains during a conflict. I like to think of it as the fight escalator. Once you step on, it just keeps going up, and it's really hard to get off.
The second we feel misunderstood or criticized, our brain just flips a switch. These ancient survival instincts kick in, our focus narrows, and we go into full-on defense mode. And when both partners are in that state, well, that's when the conversation goes from 0 to 60 in no time.
And that is exactly where a relationship mantra comes in. It's like a pre-agreed-upon reset button. It's a short, shared phrase that's specifically designed to interrupt that upward spiral and give you both a chance to just reset the emotional tone.
Now, its job isn't to make the problem go away. Not at all. Its only job is to restore perspective, to pull you both back from that ledge and remind you that you're partners, not opponents, even when you really disagree. Okay, I know this might all sound a little bit abstract, so let's make it real. Let's walk through a concrete example and see how this actually plays out in a real-life situation. So, picture this. You and your partner are arguing about money. It's a classic, right? A major stress point for so many of us. Voices are getting a little louder, you're feeling misunderstood, they're feeling criticized, you can feel that blame starting to creep into the conversation.
And right there, that's the whole game. An argument almost always creates a me versus you dynamic. The energy is all about conflict. A mantra is designed to completely flip that script, to pivot you into an us versus the problem mindset. It's a total energy shift.
And then, right in that tense moment, one of you gently says it. Same team. Just two little words. The key, of course, is that it can't be said with sarcasm to shut the conversation down. It has to be a genuine, heartfelt reminder.
Of course, same team is just one idea. It could be, we choose each other, or maybe connection first, or even just slow down. The important thing is that it's short, it's clear, and it means something special to both of you. It's your shared anchor.
So now, let's zoom out a bit, because this really isn't just about stopping individual fights. It's about intentionally shaping the entire culture of your relationship, one conversation at a time. Think about it. Every relationship has its own emotional climate, its own culture. And that culture isn't random. It's built, brick by brick, with the words you repeat to each other day in and day out.
I mean, you can just feel the difference here, can't you? A reactive culture is filled with those trigger phrases like you always or you never. But an intentional culture, it's built on the language of collaboration. We'll figure this out. Help me understand. And, of course, same team.
And here's the really wild part. The language you use in calm, everyday moments is literally training your nervous system for how it's going to react when you're stressed. You are, in a very real sense, programming your own automatic responses. All right, so how do you actually do this? Let's get super practical. Let's talk about how you and your partner can create a mantra that really works for you. Okay, here's the process. Step 1, and this is crucial, find a calm time. Don't try this in the middle of a fight. Step 2, ask each other this simple question. What do we most need to remember when we're upset? Step 3, turn that answer into a short phrase. Then, step 4, write it down. Put it on the fridge, make it a note in your phone, whatever works. And finally, step 5, practice it. Say it in playful, calm moments. The more you use it when things are good, the easier it will be to grab when things get tense. And I really need to stress this point again. This is not about suppressing disagreements. Healthy couples argue. It's normal. The mantra is about protecting the container of safety and respect inside which those healthy disagreements can happen. So, just for a second, I want you to reflect on your last argument. Can you pinpoint that moment where things started to go south? A point where just one gentle, shared phrase might have softened the edge and kept you from disconnecting? Because at the end of the day, this is what it all comes down to. It is rarely the conflict itself that breaks a relationship. It's the persistent, painful feeling of disconnection that comes from how we handle that conflict.
If this idea really resonated with you and you're curious to go a little deeper, there are some wonderful resources out there you can check out. For example, you can explore concepts around breaking those negative patterns in harmonious marriage, or you can delve into how ancient wisdom applies to modern love in Mantras of Love. We've put links to both of those right in the description below.
And hey, if you want to keep building these kinds of intentional habits that protect your connection, please go ahead and subscribe to Resolve Together. We're all about focusing on those small, repeatable actions that create a strong and resilient bond. Because sometimes the smallest phrase can truly save the biggest bond. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.